Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're live.
Für richtig hältst.
We're live.
Ob du glaubst, dass ich fleißig gewesen bin, dass ich gearbeitet habe, dass ich mich in diesen Jahren für dich eingesetzt habe, dass ich anständig meine Zeit verwendet habe im Dienste meines Volkes. Gib du jetzt deine Stimme ab. Wenn ja, dann tritt
Adolf.
mich ein, so wie ich für dich eingetreten bin.
Hey! La, 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 la.
Für richtig hältst.
I don't know what he's saying, but it's interesting, right?
Ob du glaubst, dass ich fleißig gewesen bin, dass ich gearbeitet habe, dass ich mich in diesen Jahren für dich eingesetzt habe, dass ich anständig meine Zeit verwendet habe im Dienste meines Volkes.
Wow. Welcome to the program. Welcome to the program. That's Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler opening up the segment. My name is Mark Sconti. Deal with me. I'm dealing with a technical problem. So things might sound a little different today. In the chat, give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up. 10, if you can hear me, if everything is clear. Because I hate to have to talk for 3 minutes and then realize that nobody hears me. Just give me a thumbs up in the chat. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if we're live. And I think we are. I think we are. 4. Yeah, I think we're live. Give me that thumbs up, everybody. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for it. So we're going to talk about the war today, the big war in Israel. And sometimes people benefit from it. Sometimes people don't. In this case, it looks like Lockheed Martin is knocking the skin off the ball. Their stock is way up. Waiting for my thumbs up. 5 by 5, I can hear clear. Good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody. You hear me. My name is Marcus Conti. Live audience, live studio audience every morning, right here at 9 a.m. I mean, you can't escape it. There is a war right now. The Palestinian people of Israel, once thought of as being part of Israel, have attacked their mama, Israel, the leader of Israel, Israeli government, and Netanyahu, and it's bloody. It's getting more bloody. Death toll rising quickly. Last toll, I think they said about 1,000. But if you look at the videos, Israel right now is pummeling the Gaza Strip with bombs and blowing shit up. And this is what war looks like. Politicians from both sides of the American aisle have incredibly different opinions. Ilhan Omar is swinging the Palestine flag, saying, "Let my people go." Kevin McCarthy on the Republican side of the fence is saying, "Terrorists don't negotiate, kill them." Kevin McCarthy calling for killing them. And as I said, Lockheed Martin stock, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, the purveyors of military-industrial complex supplies like guns and bombs and rifles and whatever else Lockheed Martin produces in the war machine, you look and unequivocally the stock is up. Look at this rally from yesterday. War declared. Lockheed Martin stock 401. Only a day later, right? 2 days later, 444, right? You're up 8 points in the morning. You were up 35 points yesterday. So this is what war looks like for the stock market. Right? And you would say, well, isn't that unethical to capitalize on suffering? Well, yes, it is. But Lockheed Martin makes guns. They make military-grade weaponry. So when there's a military crisis, what they benefit from it, right? So I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I really don't know. I think that peace, you have to go to the heart of the problem. Kevin McCarthy is screaming to kill his enemy, kill the Palestinian people for terrorizing our ally Israel. So that's the direction, it appears, again, the direction of American diplomacy, and is to flatten and mangle the Palestinian people for the horrible crime they did of bombing a rave or shooting up a rave in Israel that left a lot of people dead. Now, again, there's no justifying the killing. You always have to go one step before the incident. What have the Palestinian people been saying for, 50 years? That they feel like they're in an occupation. They feel like they're in a concentration camp. They feel like their rights have been stripped away by a invading force. Arguably, Palestinian people were there first. All right. Does being there first matter? I don't know. I don't know. It matters here. When you say indigenous people, you have to support the Indians and give them everything back that we took from them. Right? That's the argument in America. But when it comes to Palestine, no. The Jew owns Israel. See, it says it right here in our book, in our holy book. And over there in Germany, when Hitler killed all of the Jews, we gave Israel to the Jew so that the Jew can have a promised land, right? This is all biblical garbage, right? Craziness. But those are theories, but this is fact. This is fact. People right now, look at the chart, right? Look at the chart. Before there was war, no war, stocks going down, right? All the way down to 394. War breaks out, 400. War is confirmed, 420. War continues, 444, right? This is how it works. Right? So anybody invested in Lockheed Martin now, do you think that they want to see the war end peacefully? No, they want more guns and more supplies and more fucking death. Right? That's just the way it is. Right? So again, Marcus Conte every morning, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. By next week, I should have my technical problem figured out, and I should also be better with my teeth. I said it yesterday, man. I have new teeth. See? Hi, how are you, man? Marcus Conte reporting. Remember this guy? I got my big fake teeth in. And they feel good. They feel really good. They feel like I can speak with them, and I don't know about eating, but I can definitely speak. Anyway, so reporting on myself again. Every morning, 9 a.m. Let's start here. This is a fascinating fashion. Beautiful women dressed fashionably. And I don't know what it is, but it's pretty good. Renaissance Pleasure Fair. I like it. So what's going on here? Wow. What's going on here with this fashion? It's called Renaissance Pleasure Fair with Greek fame. I don't know, man. It's good stuff, man. I don't know what it is. I got to take issue with my friend here, my former friend, Tim Black. Tim Black railing against RFK, Robert Kennedy Jr., not for running for president, but for saying that I do not support reparations for blacks. Free money for blacks because they were harmed many years ago. And we should give them all free money. So here's Tim Black. Totally disagree with Tim on this, but it's a good clip.
That should have been end of conversation.
And we need to rebuild the black communities. And so that, my approach to doing that would be to do it in a way that I think is going to be most effective.
This conversation ends right here.
If you've seen people that have defended or supported RFK but left out his stance on reparations, knowing for black people that's a non-starter, that he said no.
He said that?
This is a deal breaker, Alex.
I would be against cash payment reparations. I would be against cash payment reparations.
That's what he said.
Yeah, he did.
Get him out of here.
You are not really supporting black people.
You are not really supporting black people. Wow. Tim Black says, if you don't support reparations, giving free money to blacks, you do not support blacks at all. It's totally off the table. You have to support reparation. You have to give us free money, or you're not supporting the black. Venomously disagree with that theory, Tim. That is racism. That is what racism looks like. Blaming all the white people alive, taxing them to give over their treasure to blacks because of historical, ideas. Bad idea, Tim. Bad idea. I hope Tim Black snaps out of it, man. So again, I want to bring attention unequivocally to what is happening right here in the stock market. This is real. This is about as real as it gets. This is it's making the case for me. I've always said that there's a direct correlation. I mean, it's obvious, but there's a direct correlation between the stock market and geopolitical and local political stuff. And nowhere is it more clear than today. Lockheed Martin is a purveyor, is a manufacturer of military-grade weaponry. Right? All kinds of military-grade weaponry. I think their big thing is rifles. Right? Here's my thumbnail. Yeah, I had a thumbnail with the rifles in it. But Lockheed Martin is infamous for making rifles, and in times of war, they profit. And you cannot look at let's look at the 4 hour. Let's look at the daily. Once upon a time, Lockheed Martin was doing well, $500 a share, and then it started to go down all the way to $400, right? Because there was no war. This was Ukraine, right? You see, during the Ukraine buildup, oh yeah, Ukraine, we got a war going on, right? And the stock goes up. All right, it's been going up. Let's look at the weekly. All right, so there's the weekly. You can see how it's been climbing, right? Because the United States continues to engage in these conflicts. That was the pandemic low, which was 282, right? And then we got Ukraine war, right? 327 to almost 400, and it stayed in that range. Then it went to 470, down to 400. So we're in the range of, we're going back up off the bottom. That's what I wanted to show you right there. That rip off the bottom is only going to get bigger, right? This thing is going to go all the way up to $500-600 because of this what appears to be an ongoing conflict in Israel, right? Direct evidence of capitalizing on war, right? Volume is up, more and more people buying the stock, right? Are we wrong? Is the capitalist system wrong? Should anybody be able to profiteer on fucking war and death? I don't know. I don't think so. But there's your evidence. What do you do about it? What do you do about this military-industrial complex where it is inescapable, right, that people are profiting from this thing, right? There's no other reason why Lockheed Martin is up $35 yesterday and $10 this morning before it even opens, right? So anybody who saw this war coming, inside information, it's like a fucking war, and we're going to buy all our shit from Raytheon, right? Profited greatly, right? All you had to do is buy at 400-ish, and you were up 9% in one day, right? And then another 2.5% this morning. You're up 11% in 2 days, right? Portfolios don't see 11% in 2 years, but you were up 11% in 2 days because you knew. So anyway, man, we're that's real. That's a real chart right there. There's a live stream coming out of somewhere right now. I think it's live. CNN News 18. It's people burning shit. It looks like a lot of action on the street. They seem to be burning tires. I don't know what this is. Israel Palestine 4 days. This is a view from the northern port to the West Bank city of Ramallah. La la la. Burning tires. Why are they burning tires? I don't know. I don't know. But a very real war. I guess this is the Palestinian side of the soldiers have no weapons. The soldiers are running around with towels on their head to protect themselves. No military garb at all. Right? Blocking bullets with fucking, I don't know what, piece of wood. I don't know why they're burning. I guess they're burning the trucks so that they can't roll or something. I don't know. I don't know what the reason is. Dumpster fire. The whole fucking city is going to be a dumpster fire, Gaza. Bad news happening. Bad news happening. So what's the United States going to do about it? We see the profiteering happening, and if it was up to me, the war would be over. I would say defund Israel, defund Palestine, let them fight it out, get out of their civil war. But that's not what Kevin McCarthy is going to say. Let's hear Kevin McCarthy, former Speaker of the House, still a very reputable Republican politician. Let's see what he says about what we should do about Israel, Palestine invading Israel, and of course their paranoid partner Iran.
And the killing of the Israelis here. What will we do to provide support for our best ally in the region? And what confrontation are they willing to engage in terms of Iran? Because it seems all they want to do is give them billions of dollars.
You're 100% right. The first thing you have to do is go back to what we had in the last administration. We no longer pay for Americans for the ransom to bring them home. We simply tell them, if they harm them, we will kill you.
So there's Kevin McCarthy telling the world from the podium, right, from the bully pulpit of the House of Representatives, that if you harm our hostages, we will kill you. If you harm our hostages, which Palestine has declared they have hostages, I would guarantee some of them are Americans. You're going to get a lot of Hasidic Jews that, from New York and elsewhere around the world, from Belgium. There's tons of Hasids all over the world that reside also in Israel, in the West Bank, and also in Tel Aviv and such. So some of them got swept up into this nonsense. Some of those, what's interesting? I bet there weren't a lot of Hasids at the rave that got shot up, because Hasidic kids don't really mix with regular kids, right? Israelis, the people of Israel, like the young people of Israel, they're very, look, if you went to Tel Aviv and you walk around, you would almost think at one point you're in New York or in Hong Kong. It's a very, very humming metropolis. I have never been there, but I know a lot of people that have. And I've met many Israeli people touring around abroad, not here in the U.S., but in Thailand and such. And they're very progressive people. They're very, I don't like that word progressive, but they're very aware people. They're very, very pro-environment, pro-vegan, animal rights, and they seem to be very, very different from they are different from the Hasids, the Zionists, the religious kooks that declare Israel theirs. All right, so one more time, Kevin McCarthy threatening the Palestinian government, Hamas, with death if you harm our hostages. Death, we will kill you.
You're 100% right. The first thing you have to do is go back to what we had in the last administration. We no longer pay for Americans for the ransom to bring them home. We simply tell them, if they harm them, we will kill you.
We will kill you. How will we kill you? Well, we'll use Raytheon guns and bullets and planes. We have Boeing that'll give us some rockets. We have Raytheon that is just makes some wonderful fucking killing devices. And we'll come over there and we'll kill you. It's well funded. Look, the markets love it. All right? Saudi Arabia just probably pumped the fucking $1 billion into Lockheed Martin stock. All right? We're gonna kill you.
We should make sure there are 11 Americans dead now, and he's having a barbecue. We've got hostages sitting there. But the other thing we need to do, yes, we should freeze that $6 billion. But the part that you don't quite understand is the $60 billion he's allowed. When Biden came into office,
so McCarthy is pointing out the billions of dollars poured into Israel to build up this ability to kill their enemy. All right, we build up Israel. Israel's very strong. Palestine, not so strong, attacks their rival Israel because they feel like they're oppressed, right? And then Israel unloads all of that billions and billions of dollars of American support and dumps that shit right on Palestine's head, right? And then Palestine is crying and they're oppressed and they ask America, why don't you give us some money? Why don't you help us? Right? So it's a fucked up situation. But I think the point is clear. McCarthy and the American Congress are for support of Israel, not support of Iran, not support of Palestine, but support of Israel, so that Israel can kill Palestine and Iran.
Iran was only producing 400,000 barrels of oil today. Now they're producing 3 million. There are sanctions against that, but he does not enforce it.
So McCarthy is calling to starve Iran over this. Iran used to have 400,000 barrels. Now they're up to 3 million barrels being sold on the open market through OPEC. They're making money in Iran. They can't make money in Iran. We make money. They suffer. So McCarthy's saying more sanctions, sanction Iran because Palestine attacked Israel and Israel's about to flatten Palestine. Why don't we flatten Iran too? Because that's probably coming too. They're banging the war drum. Iran, remember, George Bush wanted to invade Iran. Right after Iraq, they wanted to go for Iran, right?
Enforce those. You know what the foreign currency reserves are for Iran? When Biden took office, it was only $4 billion. It's now up to 70. He's made Iran wealthy. He's made them more secure and able to fund more terrorism. For them to look at...
Dark Side Harley Girl says, I don't trust any news, but I think Israel let this happen. So I ask myself why. That's a good question, right? I want to talk about that for 1 second. That is a conspiracy theory right now that Israel stepped aside and allowed they allowed Palestine to slaughter 1,000 people, right, as a false flag. We're going to let this happen so that we can justify blowing the fucking Gaza Strip the fuck up, right? That is not realistic, right? How did Palestine plan an attack like this without Israel knowing it? Well, the Palestinian people are word of mouth. They go to mosques. They meet in the street and they talk. There's no electronic trail. There's nothing to infiltrate. There's just people talking. Right? And if you're not Muslim and in the mosque or wherever, in the clique, you're not going to hear the plan. All right, so it was a plan by Palestine, and it was an effective plan, and it went under the radar of Israel. Israel would not sit and allow 1,000 people to get slaughtered. I just disagree with that logic. There's no logic to it. Right? It happens. That's hindsight. You look back and say, "Oh, Israel planned it," but they didn't plan it. They got hoodwinked. Right, and now they're flexing. They're flexing.
Anybody in the face to say that Iran was not involved in this, that's like saying our border is secure. Nobody.
William R. Hall says turning off the water. Yep, that's next. They're going to literally starve out fucking Gaza. Right now, Gaza is a place where people live. It's not a ghetto created by Israel, and it's literally boxed in with fence, barbed wire fence. It's an occupation, right? This is real. This is happening in Israel. Palestine, the Gaza Strip, not the West Bank, but the Gaza Strip, is fenced off, right? And now Israel is hurling bombs into fucking Gaza where, 10 million people live, right? Indiscriminately bombing it, right?
Nobody believes them. We should make sure and pass right now, make sure they have enough missiles for the Iron Dome, because what's happening here is they're trying to overwhelm. I've been to these locations many times. I've been to those kibbutz that I see them massacring these innocent civilians. Those first missiles were probably a lot of dumb rockets, but what they want to do is wear out the Iron Dome and then send the precision guided ones. We should make sure that we're going to provide any ammunition. We store it there.
There's McCarthy. There's McCarthy saying that we will supply any ammunition. Here he is.
Any ammunition. We store it there and then send the precision guided ones. We should make sure that we're going to provide any ammunition. We're
going to provide any ammunition. How's the stock market taking that one? Oh, they love it. They love it. Look at this. It's up 6 points already this morning. Lockheed Martin. That's the one we're going to follow. We're going to keep watching Lockheed Martin.
Right there in Israel, provide it to them now. And everybody has to say one complete thing. This isn't about weakening Hamas. This is about destroying Hamas. And we will stand shoulder to shoulder, and anybody else that gets into this conflict, we will make sure you fail too.
There you go. So anybody who backs Palestine whatsoever on the global scale, if Russia steps in, if China steps in and supports their Palestine brothers, there's a lot of Muslims in Russia, a lot of Arabs in Russia. The whole southern border of Russia is Arab. Tajikistan, Uzbekistan. Right? These are all the stands, not Pakistan, but all the other stands are all Muslim, Arab-speaking, right? People, right? But they're also Russian. They have Russian passports and they speak Russian too.
You've got to be clear, and we've got to bring everybody else around the world.
So if Russia supports the Palestinian Muslim people, then we will, says McCarthy, not I, but McCarthy is saying if you support them, we are your enemy, and we will kill you. Right? Palestine has American hostages. We're going to kill you.
Combined with us.
World War brewing. Right? World War brewing.
They were attacked. As you say, 35,000. What would we do? What would we expect from our friends to do with us?
Let me ask you, just up to last week, you were the Speaker of the House. I know the issue has come up whether or not there are still members that would like you to take that position back. I know there's a contest. You have stated candidates, Steve Scalise and Jim Jordan. How important is it for the Republican conference to get this decision made quickly?
It's very important, but we got to get it right. You cannot have 96% of your conference one place and 8 people partner with the Democrats and Nancy Pelosi to dictate who our speaker is.
McCarthy taking a little dig at his 8 Republicans who got him kicked out of office.
Think for one moment, Sean, what if we followed Gates' advice and shut the government down, and the government would be shut down right now? Where our 30,000 troops in the Middle East wondering if they're going to get paid? Or they're sitting on that strike team going with the aircraft carrier, wondering if their family's going to make their rent while we're telling them, no, they can't be paid. You know what? If I have to lose the speakership to make sure our troops get paid, especially in a time like this, then I'm going to take that.
You got to pay those troops, man. They're not doing it for free, you thought the troops were doing it for free? They're making money too. Right? That's the poverty draft. The poverty draft, man. You go to burned out cities in America. You go down there to L.A. or you go into Philly, right? And you go to the poorest areas and the poorest high schools, and you go in there dressed in your military garb and you say, doesn't your life suck? Why don't you join the military? Why don't you join the Navy? Why don't you join the few, the proud, the Marines? That's what we do, right? And then, so those people have nothing, right? They come from nothing. I was like, yeah, fuck it, I got nothing, man. I'm going to join the military, right? And suddenly they have honor and respect and 3 hots in a cot and a gun, right? And permission to kill. So we're paying our people, our young people, to kill, to go over there, fight, kill, take a Raytheon, a Lockheed Martin weapon and shoot it at your enemy so that we can make more and more money. We'll pay you. You're going to get paid. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about your fucking, your $100 a month. We're going to give it to you. Just keep fucking shooting that gun, man. Keep shooting.
Fight, because I'm always going to stand with Americans first. But another thing that really concerns me in here, the anti-Semitism that continues to grow.
And now it's anti-Semitism, right? It's not Palestine attacking Israel for diplomatic reasons that there's an occupation by the Israeli people who are arguably not supposed to be there. They got there late, taking over their country, right? Instead, you are an anti-Semite. You hate Jews if you don't support Israel. You hate Jews. Take everything else off the table. One is Muslim, one is Jew. We support the Jew over the Muslim, period. Right? That's your government right there. That's what he's saying. Am I saying it or is he saying it? That's what he's saying, right? You are an anti-Semite. Right? So in this commentary, for exploring both sides of the fence, I'm fully anti-Semite. I'm a full anti-Semite, I guess, according to Kevin McCarthy, for even suggesting that the Israeli people should take their boot off of Hamas's throat and let them be already, right? Anti-Semitism.
Remember what Omar said about 9/11? Some people did something that day. I wonder if she says that now, or what Tlaib is doing right now. But why is Biden and Hakeem Jeffries allowing them to speak for the Democratic Party? When they asked Hakeem Jeffries' spokesperson about it, you know what they said?
What?
No comment. That's not leadership. Not right now, why we have this whole new axis of evil from Iran, Russia, and China.
Axis of evil. Here we go again. The axis of evil. That's what we're calling it. I don't have my hand clapping sound, but I would put it right there, right? Kevin McCarthy calling it the axis of evil. You see how the narrative is starting to form? You must be on the side of Israel or else.
This looks a lot like the 1930s, and I don't want to be on the wrong side of history.
They're calling again that it's a slaughter of the Jews. It's a slaughter of the Jews. It is. It is. No doubt about it. But again, you have to go one step before that. Why is this happening? The funding of Israel, the building up of Israel power, the gifting Israel to the Zionist Jews from Germany and the United States and Belgium or wherever else they are, coming to Israel, taking the land, right? Funding Israel against Palestine, Israel occupying the West Bank and Gaza, building concentration-like camps there, and then suddenly the Palestinian people say enough, right? And they strike, right?
If the president wants to put a lid on it, I'm going to speak out and lay out a 5-point plan, what we should do to make sure the world is safe, and what we should do to make sure America's stronger and the world is a safer place to live.
Okay, so now dumb Joe Biden, dumb old senile Joe Biden is sitting in the White House right now saying, they're saying I look weak. I look weak. Hey Hunter, do I look weak on the global scale? Am I weak? Maybe he calls Trump up. Am I looking weak? Imagine Joe Biden calling Donald Trump up for advice. But do I look weak? Right? And what's Joe Biden going to do? He's going to say, okay, let's bomb fucking Palestine. Let's level it. Right? And the insanity, the killing of, I don't know, maybe 1 million people when this is over. If you got 10 million people in Gaza, 1 out of 10 of them is going to get hit with a bomb because Israel's fucking carpet bombing the place. Right? So a lot of death.
Kevin McCarthy, will Republicans have a speaker by week's end?
I believe we will. The two gentlemen running, I have the capability of putting it together, and I look forward to having that debate tomorrow night.
All right, Kevin McCarthy, thank you tonight for being
All right. Thank you, Kevin McCarthy. Good job, man. Good job. So Netanyahu says, the leader of Israel, I think we have to, let's see.
Attacking us. They've made a mistake of historic stand that by attack.
Let's listen to, it's in English. I thought it was going to be in Yabba Yabba language.
Hamas will understand that by attacking us, they've made a mistake of historic proportions. We will exact a price that will be remembered by them and Israel's other enemies for decades to come.
I wonder how much Lockheed Martin stock Netanyahu owns. Can somebody look that up? Netanyahu's position in Lockheed Martin, I bet it's significant.
The savage attacks that Hamas perpetrated against innocent Israelis are mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Slaughtering families in their homes, massacring hundreds of young people at an outdoor festival.
There's no doubt he's depicting the horror, but talk about the horror of the Palestinian people is well documented. He doesn't talk about that.
Kidnapping scores of women, children, and elderly, even Holocaust survivors. Hamas terrorists bound, burned, and executed children. They are savages. Hamas is ISIS. And just as the...
That's a new one. Netanyahu declares Hamas ISIS, right? Remember all the hate that the Americans have against ISIS, right? ISIS in Syria, ISIS in Iran, ISIS in Afghanistan. It was a theory, right? ISIS was the power vacuum. Every time the United States pumped a lot of money into a place, and the plan, the war plan fell apart. Radicalized groups would take the weaponry and turn it on the people. Hence the growth of ISIS. Now, who stopped ISIS? Who single-handedly, really ended this theory of ISIS? It was Trump, because Trump stopped funding it. He stopped dumping billions of dollars into fucking third world countries dealing with terrorists. And ISIS went away, but ISIS is back. Netanyahu says, no, Hamas is ISIS. Hamas is ISIS.
Forces of civilizations united to defeat ISIS. The forces of civilization must support Israel in defeating Hamas. I want to thank President Biden for his unequivocal support. I want to thank leaders across the world who are standing with Israel today.
Now, Joe Biden just got a Woody, right? Oh, yeah, I'm right in the middle of the war. Joe Biden is a psycho, a psychopath. Oh, I'm right in the middle of it, man. He's sitting in the Oval Office now, walking around. He's walking back and forth. He's looking at the bust of Lincoln and the bust of Martin Luther King. He's looking out the window. He's realizing how powerful he is, and he has the power to do something. And what are we going to do? Oh, my God, they have our hostages. We're going to kill them. It's full-on fucking war. Now, here's the other side of it. Ilhan Omar, love her or hate her. Ilhan Omar, she's the congresswoman from Minnesota, I believe, stokes outrage with plea against sending U.S. weapons back to war crime in Israel. All right, so Ilhan Omar, Palestinian descent, right? I'm Italian descent, right? My great-great-great-great-grandparents are from Italy. And her great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents, or her mother, was from Palestine. So she's a terrorist. Ilhan Omar elicited outrage Monday with a public entry for the U.S. to shift from giving Israel unconditional weapon sales and military aid, shift to diplomacy. Whoa, wait a minute. Ilhan Omar saying no war? Let's act with diplomacy? No. You see, you don't understand. The Americans want blood. Israel wants blood right now. This is like they're viewing it like 9/11. No. We don't care what happened before this. We don't care what they say we did to them. They attacked us, and we're going to fucking kill them and bloody them up. We're going to bloody the streets with them, right? And Ilhan Omar saying, well, what about diplomacy? Why do we have to kill everybody? Why do we have to go over there? There's already 1,000 people dead. Why do we have to kill more people to prove that killing isn't the right way to go? So Ilhan Omar is actually kind of right here, right? Less death. Omar, a member of the so-called Squad, also harped on the plight of the Palestinians and suggested that Israel's retaliation against terrorist group Hamas might be a war crime. It depends, right? If you call Hamas a terrorist group, Hamas is not a terrorist group. Hamas is the established government of Palestine, the elected government of Palestine. It's not a terrorist group. It's the government, right? So retaliation against the people of Gaza, the 10 million people, may qualify as a war crime. Why are you killing innocent civilians in Gaza, right? Why are you killing these innocent people in Gaza? I forgot what I was going to say. but anyway, you see the point, right? Why are you killing the innocent people in Gaza? It is a war crime. It could be. Israel Defense Minister called Palestinians human animals. Right? They're animals. Omar wrote in a lengthy Twitter rant. This is collective punishment, a war crime, and the U.S. should oppose any violations of the law. Now there's the law. The 41-year-old congresswoman, who's long been a vocal critic of Israel's settlement policies, and defender of Palestine, argued the solution to this horror is, as ever, is a negotiated peace. That's what Ilhan Omar is saying. Negotiated peace. Right? Oh, you can't trust her. She's an Arab. She's a terrorist. See, she has one of those Arab head things on her fucking head, man. They're all fucking sand monkeys, right? They're fucking animals, right? They wear that head thing to hide their fucking horns. So Ilhan Omar is speaking some truth here. Omar was booted from House Foreign Affairs Committee by who? Kevin McCarthy. Right? Ilhan Omar and the Squad used the days after Israel faced the largest terror attack in history and the largest massacre of Jews, says the New York Post, since the Holocaust. This is the Holocaust all over again. You better wake up, people. You don't want another Holocaust, do you? Ilhan Omar calls for the U.S. to abandon Israel as Hamas parades rape victims through the streets. Also, Rashid Tlaib, right, from Michigan, also Representative Tlaib, whatever her name is, the first Palestinian member of the lower chamber, describes Israel's policies towards the Palestinians as an apartheid system. Right? Palestinians in Israel, well, all right, so Rashid is calling it an apartheid system. Is it? Is it a two-tier system, just like it was in South Africa? Blacks on one side and whites running the place? Yeah, it is. Absolutely it is. Right? Israel runs the other one. Right? It's apartheid. The path to that future must include lifting the barricades, right? Lifting the barricades, ending the occupation, and dismantling the apartheid system that creates the suffocating, dehumanizing conditions that can lead to resistance, Talbi said. Right? Bravo. Brilliant. Apartheid system, suffocating, dehumanizing conditions. Right? That's what happens when you put people in a cage. They fucking strike out and they try to escape, right? And try to kill you while they're doing it if you try to stop them from doing it. So there is some sanity there. What's going on in New York? Let's see. Protesters burn Israeli flags. Oh, look, the radicals of New York. I'm stepping on your flag. Fuck you, man. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. Fuck your flag, man. I'm gonna take a shit on your flag, man. My flag is better than your flag. My flag is better than your flag. Oops. I lost it, man. Bola, bola, bala, bala, bola. Let's watch a wine commercial together. Red wine. Red wine at the table. See? Drink wine while Israel burns. Viva la bola. Look at the carnage, man. Look at the carnage. Yeah. So anyway, people are all uptight. Let's see. Ding, we're open. 950, markets are open. Holy smokes, Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 54. I thought there's war going on. I thought the whole fucking system is going to come crashing down. Hell no. Hell no, there's money to be made. How's Lockheed Martin doing? Boom! Up 6. Up, down, all right, down a couple of cents. Down 40, what do we got? $436. Let's look at the 15-minute. There'll be some profit taking. All right, so you got a little profit taking early in the morning, but we're still way up. All right, so this thing will go up again. That's a buy opportunity right there, 435. All right, this will bounce up again, 445, 450, right? Because they're banging the war drum, right? Inescapable, right? Other news, let's see, NVIDIA up 50 cents. Google, yeah, the NASDAQ is up at the moment. The NASDAQ is up. Apple down 64 cents. Amazon down $1. Amazon up $1. Meta up $1.50. Microsoft down $1.30. Tesla, looks like Tesla's leading the charge, up $5.37. Rivian up $1. Nice. Rivian is up $1 this morning. Tilray up 11 cents. That's pretty good. And as I said, the military-industrial complex stocks, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, Boeing, they're actually flat right now. But you'll see the buying will come back in. Raytheon was up 10% yesterday. The vaccine stocks are, Moderna is up $1.50. Maybe they're going to shoot up the Palestinians with the vaccine. Maybe that'll be a Wall Street play. Hey, those Palestinians, are they vaxxed? If not, let's shoot them up with vaccine. All right, we'll bring in the vaccine and we'll vaccinate them while we're killing them. So anyway, man. So thank you all for joining me. That's my war coverage. Fucking war coverage. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Meine Arbeit für richtig hältst. Ob du glaubst, dass ich fleißig gewesen bin, dass ich gearbeitet habe, dass ich mich in diesen Jahren für dich eingesetzt habe, dass ich anständig meine Zeit verwendet habe im Dienste meines Volkes. Gib du jetzt deine Stimme ab. Wenn ja, dann tritt für mich ein, so wie ich für dich eingetreten bin. Meine Arbeit für richtig hältst. Ob du glaubst, dass ich fleißig gewesen bin, dass ich gearbeitet habe, dass ich mich in diesen Jahren